Hello everyone, it's Gordon here with Finmark Designs, and in today's Sauna University video, we're going to discuss warranties, what you should look out for, what's industry standard right now, and then of course what Finmark Designs has on their particular warranties. So I want to start out by talking about probably one of the biggest disingenuous ways to market a sauna, and that is offering what we call a limited lifetime warranty. There's still brands out there that are actually offering this, even though they got a lot of heat on it. But let me just explain how it works. A limited lifetime warranty, if you look at all the restrictions in that warranty, it's basically a warranty that covers nothing but manufacturer defects. Now, you're going to know if there's a manufacturer defect in that sauna within the first 30, 60 days. Unless, of course, you're buying a very, very cheap sauna like that has hemlock wood or very low quality wood, and it just starts cracking over time. But generally speaking, on the higher end saunas, you're going to know within the first 30 to 60 days. So that's number one. Tons of restrictions. Number two, in the United States, there's actually laws around warranties and saying what the lifetime of a product is, right? So while you think lifetime, well, my lifetime, right? Well, no, the lifetime warranty is based on the product, the lifetime of the product. And in the United States, the expected lifespan of a sauna is 7 years. So again, very disingenuous way of marketing a sauna, giving you a lifetime warranty that's, well, number one, 7 years, and number two, has so many restrictions, it's not even worth the paper that it's printed on. So let's talk about what fails usually in a sauna, right? Let's look at the failure stuff. And unless you're buying, like I said, a very cheap sauna with very cheap wood like hemlock or basswood, the three components that are generally going to fail is a power supply, controller, and heaters, because all three of those are working components. A power supply, if you see the photos here, here's one that's burned up. There's literally dozens and dozens and dozens of sauna companies that have entered the market and have exited the market in either bankruptcy or just went out of business because they were purchasing cheap Asian type power supplies that either started fire like the ones you see here, or shorted out, or had some kind of issues, right? So just because you don't see the power supply doesn't mean that it's not actually a kind of a big part of your sauna, and you want to have trust in the company that you're buying the sauna from, that they're actually putting quality components in their sauna. So you have the power side, the controller, or controllers. A lot of these brands will make it. Will say, oh well, why do you only have one controller in your sauna instead of two? Well, it's actually very simple. Two controllers, so you have one which is the main controller, and then you have the second controller which is called a slave, and they're connected together. Well, the problem is if you generally the slave has issues because it's getting power sent from one controller to the next, and when it has issues, or it shorts, or it heats up and something happens to it. Not only does it short itself, but it shorts the main controller, so both controllers go out at the same time, as well as usually the power supply, right? So there is a reason. It's not because it's the lower, cheaper way of doing a sauna, building a sauna. It's actually the smarter way is to have one controller. And then, of course, heaters. So if you're not buying a Finmark Designs, you need to be very concerned about the warranty on your heaters, especially the carbon heaters that have no certifications out and nothing, as well as the ceramic or these new quartz heaters that these guys are pushing that are just terrible heaters. But you can watch the whole video on the heaters. So those are your common failures within the sauna. The pricing on those are going to vary depending on the company. But the problem is if that company is even in business anymore. Um, so the next thing on the warranty side is fire risk, right? So this picture here, and you can Google this news article or this news video. It's out of Kansas. This is actually on a very high-end sauna, very high-priced sauna, right? But you do have fire risk on very cheap saunas that are out there, all the way up to some of the higher cost saunas, putting lipstick on a pig type deal. But how do you protect yourself? Well, again, go with a company that actually does or understands the engineering, engineers their parts here in the States, um, and understands what's been out there, what causes failures, and then of course make sure that they have certificates on their components because kind of important. So what does Finmark do on their warranty? So we're very upfront and ethical about our warranty, right? We're going to give you a straight 10 years on residential. And I think most importantly, and what sets us apart is first off, we're just really upfront about how long you get. And number two, our Spectrum Plus heaters is an unlimited lifetime, meaning we don't care what happens or the explanation that you give us. We don't care. Those heaters are going to be replaced immediately. And let me tell you, we have thousands of those heaters in the marketplace, and maybe less than a 0.5%, a 0.3% failure rate on those. So they're not failing. And that's why we're confident enough to give you a full lifetime without any limitations warranty on those heaters. So what else did Finmark Designs do? Well, again, I touched on power supplies earlier. Power supplies are really important. Again, you don't see them until it fails or until it starts a fire. Most power supplies in the industry have a cycle range, and that's on off, on off, on off, right? A cycle range of between 700 and 1,000. Our power supplies have a cycle range of 20,000. So again, commercial grade, high end, right? Um, Built-in high limit and breaker. Most power supplies, infrared sauna power supplies, do not have a high limit and nor a breaker. And if they do have a breaker, it's usually underpowered, which is a whole nother conversation. But and most importantly, in my opinion, is it's engineered in the USA. We designed again contracted electrical engineers to go out and make us the best power supply with the best components in that power supply. So there's your power supply. Now let's talk about business failure rate in the sauna business. So like I discussed, a lot of those low-end quality, brands actually have gone out of business, right? A lot of them actually. There's a company called Fix My Sauna, and all they do is replace power supplies and controllers from companies that went out of business. Because when you bring in and you don't do any due diligence and you don't engineer your parts and you just get the cheap old Asia parts, they fail quickly. So most of those brands that actually failed all had lifetime warranties, but it's not, the lifetime warranty really doesn't mean anything unless they're in business, right? So they have some videos on there. They actually helped us in designing our power supply. They were one of the companies. And so how do you protect yourself? Well, go with a company that actually knows saunas and understands where the failure rates were in saunas before us, and choose that company because they're actually explaining to you, Finmark Designs, we're explaining to you how this industry works, and then obviously how the power supplies can affect. Because if your power supply goes out, you can't use your sauna, right? So I hope that helps you guys understand the whole warranty and a little bit more inside scoop on the industry. But again, you guys can always reach out to us or give us a call. And as always, have a healthy day.